Hi guys, my name's Monique, and today I wanted to talk about validation and basically go into depth about it. Um, what is validation? I believe validation, in my opinion, is it's going out of your way to affirm, gain acceptance, or approval of or whether or not something is correct or true. I guess we all, to varying degrees, tend to seek external approval and appreciation at times. That can be momentarily pleasurable to receive these things, um, as it can boost your confidence and make you feel appreciated and good about yourself. It can feel nice, and it can feel nice to, feel appreciated, but being dependent on it will lead towards persistent unhappiness. I just believe some people tend to seek external validation to an unhealthy level. you know, don't get me wrong, like I believe it's okay to, want validation at times, but, seeking external validation can seriously have a negative effect on your self-esteem if you're continuously doing that. You can't allow people's judgments and opinions to have more power over yours, over your own. No one is going to be able to fill that void that is within you but you. You know, you will always have people who will surround you, who will love and admire you, but until you learn to accept and love yourself, no amount of praise from others will ever be enough. You will never be fully secure within yourself if you always rely on other people's opinions of you. Because when you rely on others people to see your worth, you also give them the power to remove it. Your worth isn't contingent upon other people's ability to see it. You have to realize that the only stable source of acceptance flows from within. And once you realize that, you will lose the hunger to seek it from without. You have to remember that anyone else's positive opinions of you should simply add to your pre existing belief system. Because once you learn to validate yourself, you can never be invalidated again. You are more than one. You are more than what people tell you because you aren't limited by their own versions of you. Your worth isn't based on what others think of you. Your worth is inherent. So no one can validate you. Plus, take into account that people will view you from their own lens and perspective. So remember, it's not your view, it's theirs. So that means no one else's knowledge of you could compare to the knowledge you have of yourself and how much you know yourself. No one's opinion of you could accurately validate you because people's perceptions and opinions are based on their own beliefs, life experiences, backgrounds, teachings, so no one could actually validate you except for yourself. Only your opinion of yourself matters. So, firstly, learn to validate yourself and let go of the need for recognition. Acknowledging your feelings, your thoughts, your emotions, and accepting yourself for all that you truly are. Prioritizing being there for yourself and leaning towards yourself more, self validating yourself. And also building a stronger inner foundation with yourself, that will help keep you grounded and secure. That is very important, and being in alignment with your values and staying true to yourself, because the self validation you give yourself is far more valuable and empowering than what others are able to give you. Secondly, being okay with being misunderstood, letting people misunderstand you. This is something that took me a while to realize, and because, I always was like the type of person to try to prove myself, or I guess try to get my point across to make people understand me so they didn't have like a bad perspective towards me or like a wrong image towards me. But, I realized over time that not everyone you come across in your life will understand you, like your plans, your ideas, your thoughts, or just you in general, your perspective. Um, and it's not your obligation to make them understand. You don't have to, you know, I don't know, overexpress yourself or, you know, prove yourself to them. It's not your obligation to do that. Um, the only thing that truly matters is that you know yourself well enough, where it doesn't have to make sense to other people as long as it makes sense to you. You can't prove yourself to every single person. Life will become a lot easier when you simply just let people misunderstand you, you know. And I know that may defeat the purpose of communication, considering I think that is one of the most important tools and skills to have, you know. But I do believe letting things go the natural course is okay. You know, I believe instead we need to learn to validate ourselves, after all, and have trust within our own judgment. Self validation involves encouraging yourself, recognizing your worth and accepting yourself for all that you truly are, you know, as well as accepting your limitations and your flaws and your mistakes, you know, because your mistakes don't define you at the end of the day, you know, treating yourself with also genuine kindness and offering yourself self compassion, giving that to yourself, directing that self love towards yourself or that love towards yourself more. And, you know, I think that is truly important and so valuable. And just remember, you know, when you're allowing people to validate you and you're relying on, external validation, you're placing your self worth into something that's outside of yourself, you know. So that absolutely makes no sense, whatsoever, because they don't have the power, or capability to be able to validate you when they aren't you. The appreciation, the love, and the validation you give yourself is far more amazing and fulfilling. So just remember that. To love and accept yourself. Also, just remember that you have the power to validate yourself. You know, you don't need to rely on other people's opinions of you. You don't need to care about other people's opinions of you. At the end of the day, it is only your opinion that matters.